But the scene that really got me on the vulnerability piece was Ted and Rebecca outside. So she's had that confrontation with Rupert, and they're standing outside, um, and she says, she talks about how Rupert really knows her and used to think that like his blunt honesty was noble instead of, she says, the cruelest way of hiding his own insecurities. And I think that that's really interesting because she's doing the exact same thing, right?
Mhm.
And I don't think she necessarily realizes it. But what came up for me in that moment was, do you remember that art installation? Um, there was an art installation with like two people sitting back to back against each other, kind of with their arms folded, and it's like all
Oh,
hollow
and
and
their
stuff.
inner child was hugging? Yeah, their inner
And then
child
on
was
the
hugging each other.
yeah,
Yep.
and on the inside, the two inner children are like reaching for each other,
Yeah.
right? And that's like what came to mind for me as she said that, and as you start to think about like how hurt she is too, right? And like how we present one way and we have so much anger and fear and frustration and all these other things, but on the inside, like there's just like this, there's such a vulnerability in there. There's such a like, you know, childlike, I just want to be loved, I just want to be seen.
Mhm.
um and Ted sees her, you know, and he
Mhm.
just reaches out and hugs her. And you see in that moment, like she stands there for a second and then she finally puts her arm around him too. And I
Right.
feel like you start to see like that wall just like starting to come down just a little
Right.
bit. And I just thought that was so powerful, you know?